Hi and welcome to Unit 2 Topic 1 Video 8, and in this video we start looking at how we find areas of non-right angle triangles using trigonometry.
Okay, it's time to move this crazy adventure forward and start talking about situations that don't involve right angles. So let's have a look at the most simple version. Now, I have to remind you first of all that this is a triangle. No, I hope I don't have to remind you that. But this is a right angle triangle, and this is base 8, height 7. And if I wanted to find the area of this triangle, the area is equal to half base times height on your formula sheet, which is equal to half times 8 times 7, which is equal to 28 units squared. Let's say it's in meters, 28 meters squared. Okay, so we can find areas of right angle triangles. But what about non-right angle triangles? That's our issue now. And more importantly, we can do it for non-right angle triangles, but only if we know that perpendicular height. So for example, if we had this triangle here, then we would say that the perpendicular height is there, and this is the base, then we get this formula. But what if you're not given the perpendicular height? So here we move into the non-right angle triangle stuff. What if instead of the perpendicular height, we're told two side lengths and an angle? So this is 7, this is 8, and this is 42 degrees. So it turns out we have a formula for that as well. And the formula comes from the fact that we could actually work out the perpendicular height quite easily. The perpendicular height in this case would be, if I call this h, in this triangle, because that's a perpendicular, we know we've got a right angle there. And that's our hypotenuse. This is our angle, theta. And we just need to find height, which is our opposite, so it's a sine question. Sine 42 will equal h over 7, so therefore h will equal 7 sine 42, whatever that is, which I'll calculate now. 7 times sine 42, that's the height, therefore is equal to 4.6839 or 4.68, whatever the units are. And then we could use that in our area formula. Area equals a half base times height, which is a half base, which in this case is 8, times height, which is 4.68. And I can throw that into here to calculate the area as 18.7356, blah, 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 which is equal to approximately 18.74 units squared, whatever the units are. So now, just give me a second. Thanks for that. So, now, imagine if I don't want to have to do that working every time. So imagine if instead I said, generally, I'm given this triangle, and I'm told that's theta, this is A, and this is B. And we all agree that the area of this triangle will be equal to half h times b, half height times base. That's our standard formula for the area of a triangle. But instead, we don't know the height. We know A, theta, and B. So we go through this process again, but we do it generally. We say, well, I know that sine of theta, because it's in this right angle triangle here, is equal to height over A. This is my opposite over hypotenuse. And so I can rearrange that to say that that height is equal to A sine theta. And then I can bring this guy up here and say, therefore, the area is equal to a half times A sine theta times B. Just taking the height out and put what it's equal to in there. Rearranging this, I get half AB sine theta is my area. That's on your formula sheet as well. That's what you need to remember. But it means we don't have to jump through all these hoops. So, the most important learning from this video is if I take this question and redo it. So here it is here, 7, 8, 42. I can just say that the area is equal to 1/2 times 7 times 8 times sine 42, and put that in my calculator. And I get 18.74, exactly the same. So there's our formula for finding the area of a triangle given two sides and the included angle. So I'll leave you this video with 15 seconds for me to say the included angle means it's included between the two given sides. So theta has to be the angle between A and B. Thanks.
Well, thanks for joining me, and I hope all that made sense. Remember, you only need to be able to apply that formula that can be found on your formula sheet. If you didn't quite understand where the formula came from in my proof at the end, that is okay. All the best.